When we came to the United States, we played in New York and we played in the New York area. This was in 1970. And after we played the East Town Theatre down in Manhattan, and we played about 8 encores that night. By the time we'd finished playing that show in LA, they knew about us. So by the time we arrived in LA, we were already playing the Forum. So we'd burned. It's like we almost burned across the states, and there was a lot of controversy because there was a lot of the United States that didn't understand what was going on, didn't understand us, didn't know what we were.
At first, they sort of helped us a little bit with the press, and then it was whoomph, total slagging, and we never had any good press. And in fact, in the early days, we wouldn't even do press. We wouldn't do it because it was just a waste of time doing it because we know what they're going to say.
The format was you put a single out, get a top la single, and then they play you, and then the name was very offensive to a lot of people, and it's got a bit more liberal these days. But I mean, the name was a fucking, you know, especially when we got to the Bible Belt, for instance, in America, we'd get Picketing and fucking all this shit.
Yeah. I remember one incident. We were supposed to play at this gig, and the journalist came along from a big magazine who I won't mention. They sent this journalist along to review the show, and he'd already written his review because we never played the show, and the review was band sounded shit and, you know, all the rest of the stuff. And this is a fact. I'll never forget the guy. Never forget it. And he reviewed the show, and he was in the bar. And I saw him in the bar. And we didn't play the show that night. Something happened, and we couldn't play. So he'd obviously written his story, had a few drinks, gone back to do it. And the next thing, the review came out of the show that we didn't play.
I don't know what that was about. I think it helped the band a lot. Negative press, any kind of press, they had opinions of us, and, you know, I guess we weren't doing what they wanted us to do, the way that we were supposed to do it, according to them.
And we had to break the barriers then. Like nowadays, it's different. I mean, you got Marilyn Manson, bands like that we've done all that years ago, but it was hard then because we were hitting a hard amount of people that, you know, really we were offensive to. So it was very difficult.
I remember doing a show one time, and I think it was down in Nashville, and this guy, he's got a big black robe. He's got all this fucking paint, like Alice Cooper makeup on. And he walks on stage, and suddenly one of the road crew runs in and whacks him over the head with a fucking piece of wood or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And the guy points at him, and he's about to stick this fucking dagger into Tony's chest. That was because he played a bad note.
That was a good night.
No, really. He hadn't been paid for a week.
A lot of pioneering went on in the early days.
Wagon train.
Yeah. We ain't that fucking old. What the fuck?
When we first toured, we had wagon trains to go around.
Yeah, we used to use.
You sound like we're from the old wide. We're only fucking 30 years on the road. We don't have Gene Autry fucking as a tour manager.
Actually, I'm trying to use pioneering in the modern sense rather than the archaic sense. That sounds fucking
like the History Channel. The Wild West.
Bill used to dress up as white.
All right, we'll just scratch the word pioneering and
Phil used to like to sniff Trigger's ass.
Forget that I said pioneering, okay, and to amend this, I'll go and throw myself underneath a truck and you can film it or something. I hate you.